welcome back to my channel. This is going to be my Pan That Palette update, and I am filming this on my phone, so please excuse if the quality isn't quite as good as it usually is. I had some time to film today and the sun is still out, but I have no idea where my tripod is right now. If you don't know, I am in between leases right now. I'm staying with a friend for a week, and things are just a little crazy, so please excuse the fact that I am using my phone. But like I said, let's get right into my Pan That Palette update. So the first palette I am panning is my Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette, and I'm panning this because I broke it last year. I dropped it into my kitchen sink, into my bathroom sink, and two of the shades broke, but I was able to salvage the parts that cracked off into some jars. So this is the first jar I have. This is the shade Incandescent Light, and this is the middle shade in that palette. That is what I use as a highlight, and I've been using this pretty consistently. As you can see, there's still some left. It goes pretty slowly just because I don't use a ton of it at a time. And you know, the progress was probably a little slower than in July because there were 2 weeks in August where I was working on a farm and I didn't wear any foundation or highlighter or bronzer or anything like that. So that's where I am with this one. The second one that broke was called Radiant Light, and that is a little bit of a darker shade. I guess, yeah, I'll show it to you in a second. But the part that broke off I had in this jar, and it is gone, as you can see. I finished this off sometime a week or two ago, I believe, and I was so excited to finally get that one gone. So now that I've gotten that out of the way, I will show you what the palette looks like. So this is the highlight shade in the middle. This one right here is Radiant Light, and this one is Dim Light. And so normally when I want to incorporate all three shades into my routine, I will wear the middle shade as a highlight. I usually wear this one over my blush, and then this one kind of as a finishing powder all over my face. But I was really motivated to get rid of the Radiant Light jar, and my skin tone is luckily dark enough where I can wear the Radiant Light shade all over and it doesn't make a difference. For some people I know they use it as a bronzing shade. I know Bailey B from Making Up the Midwest has mentioned using it that way, but for me, it doesn't even show up. If you look on my hand, like, you can't even see it. So that's how I kind of got rid of this one. I stopped using dim light pretty much altogether, and I used this basically all over my face and then used this one as a highlight. But now that I've used up the jar, I really kind of want to get back to using all three of these, so I'll go back to probably using this just on my cheeks over my blush and maybe a little bit on my temples, and then this everywhere else. So that's my plan for this. I don't think I'm going to finish this year. I'm not even close. But I would really like to finish at least Radiant Light. If you can see the Incandescent Light, you can see just how high up these baked domes go. So this one, almost all of it broke off. There's just a little bit right here that is higher up. So I really think I could finish off this one this year. So, you know, maybe I will kind of try to focus on this one still some more, but I still do want to get some use out of dim light. So that's kind of my plan. If it takes longer than a year to use this up, that's totally fine with me. It was very expensive, so I don't mind if it lasts a really, really long time. The second palette that is in this project is my Urban Decay Pulp Fiction palette, and this one I'm not really trying to use up entirely this year. It's just the palette I'm reaching for once I use up some shades in my Lorac Pro. So still the only shade from this one I've been using is the shade Righteous, and I started using this once I used up Cream in the Lorac Pro. So I've really been trying to use up white in the Lorac Pro, but sometimes I just really want this cream color. I usually use this when I do a pretty simple makeup look, sort of a no makeup, very simple makeup look. I usually put this all over my lid and then use taupe in the crease and white as a highlight. Just a matte, really basic look. So I have been doing that a lot. There is quite a big dip in here. You can kind of see it right there. But I don't know how far I am from hitting pan or anything like that. But I don't really have any goals for this palette. I'm just kind of using it as I go. So we'll see if I hit pan on any of them by the end of the year. Then finally, of course, I have my Lorac Pro. This is, you know, the big item that I'm panning this year. And I should have probably watched my old video before I filmed this, but I kind of decided to do this a little bit spontaneously. So excuse me if I don't remember exactly what my goals were last year, but I do know, or last month, but I do know that I didn't meet any of them. So I think my goals were to finish white and finish half of garnet and hit pan on espresso, if I remember correctly. So I will show you where I'm at. Okay, so I'll just talk a little bit about how I used this over the past month and then what my plans are for the rest of the month. So, the one look I kind of came up with in an effort to, use up this half of garnet. I really kind of wanted to use up what's above my finger, so there's only a little bit left on the side, but I didn't quite make my goal. So what I do is I put that on the outer half to outer third of my lid. I used light browns on the rest of my lid and kind of blended over garnet a little bit. And then I have taupe in the crease and white as a highlight, and then a combo of white and nude as an inner corner highlight. So that's the look I probably wore the most this month. Like I mentioned, I was working on a farm, so I wasn't really wearing a ton of makeup when I did that, but I still really wanted to, make progress on things. So I did still wear eye makeup most days, but often it was a very simple look, like I mentioned, with Righteous, or I probably did wear Lorac Pro. I probably did wear pewter with mauve and light pink. I usually put pewter all over the lid and mauve in the crease. I do think I did that a few days when I was working at the farm, but on the days I was mostly inside. So that's how I've been using it the past month. I feel like this was another month where it was kind of not like a rut month, because I did still use it every single day, but it's just a month where there wasn't a lot of visual progress. So there is also, I forgot to mention, like a pretty good dip in espresso. I might be like a third to halfway to hitting pan, kind of the same shape as I have in black right now. So I kind of just forgot that that was one of my goals and stopped using it for some reason. But I do want to make some goals for September. So I want to continue using garnet and light bronze and doing that look. So maybe my goal will be to hit pan on light bronze. I would like to finish white. I really need to repress it. It's been kind of hard to use since it's so thin. I just need to get some alcohol, and I might just wait until I move and deal with it later. So I'll probably keep using it this week and then repress it next week. And then I'm sure it'll probably go faster because products tend to get a little more powdery when you do that, which is why I kind of wait until the last minute because I don't want to waste any product also, even though I am trying to use it up. So yeah, that's kind of my goals for the next month. I'll probably alternate between the garnet look I mentioned and the pewter look I mentioned, so I can make more progress there and really kind of get a dip going in mauve. There's a very slight dip, if you can kind of see it right there maybe, but it's still very, very slight and looks like it's barely ever been used. So yeah, my general plan right now is just to keep going. I don't think I'm really close to finishing anything other than white. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing for September. I did also make a list of kind of all the shades in here and how I plan to use up the rest of them, and dupes and things I'm going to use along with this palette once I start to use up more of the shades, because the only shades in here I really use as all over lid shades right now are nude, pewter, and light bronze. I don't really use any of these alone, at least, all over my lid. I will wear slate all over the lid, but usually layered on something else. And then these are darker. I have done a smoky eye, with black and espresso and slate, but it's not something I wear on a daily basis to work. So I have a list and kind of a plan for the rest of this palette. So I'm not sure how I'm going to share that with you guys. If you want me to make a separate video about that, let me know, and I'll let you know which eyeshadows I have with me here that I'm going to be incorporating with this for the rest of the year. Or if you want me to just add that into my next Pan That Palette video, I can do that as well. I don't know if you've noticed, but my videos have gotten a lot shorter since I've gotten a lot busier, and they're kind of short and to the point, but I used to make much longer videos, so if you like the shorter videos, let me know. If you want a long one on my plans, I can do that as well. So just comment below on what you would prefer if you have a preference. Or maybe I'll just do whatever I feel like. I don't know. It depends on how busy I am at the end of next month. So anyway, it was so great to see you guys. I hope you're having a great month. Let me know how it's going with your palettes, and I will see you soon. Bye!